Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Once more, this is a video which we're going to be taking a look at a all custom multiplayer map for the game. So one of those kind of, you know, odd videos that I've probably recorded quite a while ago now but only uploaded recently. So yes, obviously this will be the part of the same recording batch as that Ardennes Blitzkrieg map and all the others that I've done, which again, you know, by the time this is uploaded they were probably a while ago now. So yes, just a bit of filler here, because I like to sometimes go back to these multiplayer maps just for nostalgia's sake, because I like to examine them, you know, have a bit of tactical analysis about how players might once have played these maps, etc, etc. So the map we're looking at today is called Foo Fighter. Now, this is another one with which I'm vaguely familiar, because I think I've seen this one before, back when I was just a teenager and I used to play Return to Castle Wolfenstein multiplayer. So let's throw ourselves in. This is obviously a unique one. Anyone who knows what Foo Fighters were, you'll know what the deal is with this map. So it's all about Foo Fighters, essentially, flying saucers, etc, etc. So, overview. Allies must infiltrate the Foo Fighter base and transmit the secret documents. In many ways, this actually kind of reminds me of the Flying Saucers map by DePro, which I've played a long time ago, which was a really, really good map. So, Objective 1, Allies have to breach the base gates, they have to steal the top-secret UFO documents, get to the radio room and transmit the UFO documents, and control the Allied reinforcement point. That's the secondary. So, obviously we're going to be playing as Allies for this one, as an engineer, because we'll need to actually, you know, blow down some doors. Okay, so Allies spawn here, at the entrance to this tunnel where the truck is located. Now, I think, if my memory serves me correctly of this map, there are two possible ways that the Allies can go to start. They can go left over that way, or to the right. So, it's trying basically to, create a little bit of a degree of non-linearity, but the base is literally right here on the other side of this hill, so, you know, Allies and Axis are literally not far from each other at the start of this map. So the main entrance is here, so the Allies are, well, assuming can pretty much blow this down. Yes, they can, but I think over to the left there will be a side entrance as well. So probably, you know, straight off the bat, what the Allies will want to do on this map is get dynamite down here, and probably also move over to this side and get some dynamite down over here as well, so that, you know, they can really put the pressure on the Axis defenders, because, you know, doing so, it'll, like I say, it'll put pressure on the Axis to try and split their force, to try and hold down two sets of gates, and that, of course, you know, because it splits their force, it potentially weakens their defence a little bit. So, you know, that's what the Allies are going to want to do. Okay, so that main entrance is now down, so let's just leave that to blow up. So, we will go in through the main entrance and then we'll start exploring this base. So, let's assume, of course, that you're playing as an Allied team on this map and you go in through here. First thing you see is, you know, again, potential multiple routes. So you could go up, you could go to the right, you could go over to the left. You can probably hear the, you know, sound of a Foo Fighter very faintly there, if I just shut up a second. That definitely wasn't a Foo Fighter, that was the South Gate breaching, but okay. Okay, so, now, obviously, like it says, we need to find a control room, or rather hold it. We also need to get the UFO documents. Now, I hear radios, so this is probably the radio transmission route up here, where we need to go. Where is it? I think it sounds like it's further up. So, we go up here. Yes, this must be where, yeah, this is the transmitter. So this is where the Allies will need to get the documents to. Okay, right. So, in the early stages of a match, then, if you're a defending Axis team, then there probably is no point to stationing any troops in this side of the building, because, well, the Allies are not going to be coming here first thing. So there's no point for anyone to be hanging around here, at least not yet. I have to excuse me, because I've been recording in one big session. My voice is starting to go just a little bit. Now, what's on this side? I think, by the sound of it, the Foo Fighter itself is fairly close. Might as well go and take a look at it, I think. That looks like a textureless thing there, but okay. Level 3, we go down. I seem to recall there's an interesting little room somewhere in here. It's like a lab. Okay, there's the Foo Fighter. Look at it. I think we can go in there, can't we? Ah, I hear it. Where are we? Interesting little lab with these kind of zombie corpses, except they've got Loper heads on them. It's the aliens, everybody. How interesting. I always thought this was a unique little map. Ah, and there's the documents. Okay, so in here, where the alien bodies have been stored, are the actual documents that the Allies have to get their hands on. So then, of course, they can just head back across. I think we're in the sort of other side of the building at this point, aren't we? Let's see if we can just keep going down a bit. There it is, see? There's the Foo Fighter. Always makes a nice little spooky noise, doesn't it? Let's just quickly head out of the hangar 1 second. I just want to take a look at the layout of the building. Okay, so yeah. So if the radio is obviously in that side of the complex over there. So does that mean that the lab is in that side? Let me just check that again. I just want to try and get a feel for the layout. Because obviously it's been so long since I last checked out this map. Let's see now. Apologies, of course, for my throat clearing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. The lab is on this side of the map. Okay, so the different, different objectives are in fairly sort of clearly demarked buildings that have walkways between them. That makes things interesting. I think there's also walkways on different levels as well, isn't there? So that's going to make defending this place just a little bit more challenging, I think, for the Axis team. Because there are multiple ways that the Allies can use to actually get around here. Unless, of course, there's no kind of... Yeah. I was just thinking, just checking that there isn't a walkway above either. I don't think there is. I think there's just a single walkways on either side. But the Allies can obviously go out into the open and maybe climb the ladders to get to the radio and things like that. So obviously you take your documents up here and then map complete. There we go. Allies win. Very straightforward. Okay, so let's now maybe switch over to the Axis team and, just have a look around. Because I've just gone out, want to have a look around at maybe seeing if I can identify any good sort of defensive positions that the Axis could use. So, obviously because it's, there's quite a lot of different ways in this map, it's probable and likely that an Axis team would want to try and find bottlenecks. Places where the Allies kind of inevitably have to sort of converge on each other. Where are we here? We're at the sort of... Yeah, we're at the rear of the map there. Okay, so, like I say, in the early stages of the map, the Axis do not want to be just wasting any of their manpower by putting someone up in the radio tower. There's literally no point. Okay, so they've got a big sort of set of bunkers and machine gun emplacements up here in this tower. Now, this machine gun here gives a fairly sort of wide view over that approach that the Allies could be coming down. Okay, but this is as far as it can turn to the left. Okay. So, if an Allied soldier got any further over to the left of that targeting reticle, then a machine gunner up here wouldn't be able to target them. They would need to go out of the machine gun and actually manually shoot at them with their default sidearm. Interesting. Right. I wonder if there's a similar kind of machine gun nest over on the other side. Ah. No, there is no way up into this section here. So, there isn't an equivalent defence in that section of the tower. Or the gatehouse, whatever you want to call it. That's interesting. But the Axis can climb up here and maybe shoot through the fence? Yeah, they can shoot through the fence. But if they can shoot through there, that probably means the Allies can shoot back at them, right? But they can maybe come up here onto the parapet and shoot down. Okay, that's interesting. Because it means that potentially the Axis are, from the get-go, having to perhaps split their defences. So maybe if they get some snipers up here... Because the thing is, it is quite an open approach, certainly on this side at least. So maybe what they should do, what an Axis team would do, or rather, on a map like this, is get maybe a couple of snipers up on this position crouched. Because, maybe they might only need a couple of them just to try and pin back anyone who's trying to come round this way. And then maybe concentrate most of their defences at the main gatehouse. So have someone manning the machine gun, but also have a few other people, maybe looking through the fence, maybe in the machine gun emplacement with the machine gunner, with, Panzerfausts, sniper rifles, etc., etc. Just so, they can try and keep both sides covered. Because, like I say, this is a fairly open area, and an advancing Allied faction would be fairly exposed on this side, so you might literally only need a couple of snipers on here to just kind of keep this held down for a fairly long time. So, probably what the Allies are going to want to do, therefore, is possibly not actually split their force. what they probably actually want to do is maybe concentrate all their players into one big attack force to try and swarm one of the entrances, and then, you know, plant some dynamite and then just hold the position until the dynamite explodes, just to prevent any Axis engineers trying to defuse the bomb. So yeah, that might be something they want to do. Okay, so again, the Axis probably wouldn't want to be concentrating lots of players here. It would be potentially a bit of a waste. Right. What is over on this side? Okay, there is actually a bunker here. I wonder, if the Allies were to take this, that would probably reset their spawn point, wouldn't it? Maybe to here, or somewhere at least closer within the base, within the boundaries of the base. Interesting. Where does this go? Does this just... Oh, let's just lead down to the back here. Okay, right, yeah. So, interesting. Potentially what your allied faction could do then is maybe blow through there, get into the bunker, take that, and then while some of them perhaps attack via the front, you could have others who maybe sneak round the rear. That would force the Axis to split their defences again, perhaps. Yeah. So as I'm saying, the Axis players would probably want to, you know, try and identify some bottlenecks. Right. I think there are two possible principal bottlenecks I've noticed here, though, and that would be these walkways. I'm just thinking carefully here. Now, this goes around there, but doesn't look like there's a ladder around here, does it? Or is there? No. Okay. So the ladder is just on the reverse over here. Let me just check where this goes. So you go up here. And this would take you actually straight into the radio room. Okay. That's tricky. Because it means that if the Allies were to get the documents and were to start advancing towards this radio position, they actually have two approaches of getting into here. So they'd either come up these stairs via that walkway down there, or they could sneak round to this ladder and climb up, and they'd be straight in here. Okay, so again, that's going to be challenging for the Axis, that is. They're probably going to have to, well, in fact, actually, what they could probably do is maybe position someone here, well, maybe a couple of people here, overlooking the staircase. We'll just keep looking round here. So they could have someone positioned maybe looking the walkway, but then again, there's another route here, which goes down and out. Oh gosh. That would be difficult. The radio area is not much of a bottleneck, because there's lots of different approaches the Allies could take to getting in there. What about the area where the lab is? Where the documents are normally located? I say normally, it's where they are located. But are there multiple ways of getting in there? Okay, right. Let's just have a look here. Right, I don't see any entrance round the rear. There's obviously that, but that doesn't have any walkways or anything connecting to the building. Okay, it looks potentially like to get into the lab, the only way in is through this main kind of central block. So, let me think this through carefully. Now again, it doesn't look like there's an actual immediate entrance on the front side of this block. It looks like the only way in is through the hangar doors where the flying saucer is located. So you go through here, and then in through the main doors here. Okay. This raises an interesting possibility. So, an allied player rather, would go sort of past this flying saucer. There's no doors over here, is there? No, not on this side. Okay, right. So the only... Oh, wait a minute. Ah, I didn't see that before. There is a vent. Where does this come out? So an allied player could go along here, through the ventilation tunnel. I mean, the Axis could just station someone in here with a flamethrower, and then it would be pretty well locked down, I think. Where does this come out? Oh. Ah, interesting. It actually comes out on top of the examination room. Oh, that's tricky. So an allied player could go into that vent, sneak up here, take out this window, and they would be straight down to where the documents are located. Ah. Hang on a second, there was another way, though, wasn't there? Over on the other side. Where does this one come out? Let's see now. Ah, this also comes out in the examination room. Right. Again, so fewer routes of getting into the lab, into the examination room, but again, still, it's not very linear. And so the Axis are going to need to carefully coordinate their defence. So, obviously any Axis defenders in the room itself are going to need to, you know, be keeping an eye on those vents and excesses. Probably, in fact, what they, you know, like I say, will possibly want to do is maybe station a flamethrower trooper or someone in here, someone with plenty of grenades, you know, and have a field ops regularly checking on that person to make sure their ammo stockpile is nice and, well, make sure they're kept supplied, basically. Because obviously a flamethrower trooper in that enclosed space would be lethal. Yeah. So they could do that, and that would just take up 1 or 2 players. But then, of course, the main route for the Allies to actually get in to the lab examination room itself would, of course, be down through that walkway. But that's not much of a bottleneck, because, of course, the Allies can just go around through the vents. So, in the event that the Allies were to actually get in to the base, the Axis, well, their recommended course of action would basically, I think, be to just fall back on that examination room. You know, just bunch up as many players in there as they can and just fortify the shit out of it. That's how it would have to work. Thing is, this is also another route that the Allies could take. They could come up here, smash out this window, and I'm guessing possibly cross like this. Yeah, because there's a ladder section there, and they'd be up here, so they wouldn't even need to go through the vent. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I'd say, you know, the odds, you know, once the Allies get into the base, the odds are quite potentially fairly heavily stacked against the Axis. That's interesting. So, an Axis team on this map would ideally be seeking to prevent the Allies from even getting into the base in the first place. Because if the Allies do get into the base, then that makes it incredibly difficult, I would say, for the Axis to hold things down. Yeah. Interesting. So there you go. So, if obviously the Allies did get in, then I think the only realistic kind of prospect for defence, in terms of, you know, the Allies actually preventing the Axis rather preventing the Allies from simply doing what they want, would be to just put as many friggin' troops in here as possible and just hold the fort down, lock it down.
Only 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you, announcer. But I've just noticed there's also a friggin' vent opening here. Was this the other one for the other vent route? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's that one. Okay. So they can come out underneath here. They can come out through the window up there. Man, interesting. Or they just come through that walkway there. Well, there you are. So, obviously, like I say, initial Axis strategy, I think, in this map would be to, you know, try and just cover the entrances. So, the side entrance maybe only needs a couple of snipers, whilst they should probably concentrate the main defence around the main gates, and just, you know, try and hold them down as best as they can. So they'll want someone on the machine gun, they'll want submachine gunners, they'll probably want Panzerfaust troopers, they'll probably want field ops, laying down airstrikes and artillery strikes, just to, you know, turn that freaking field out there into a killing zone. And if the Allies do get in and manage to take over that bunker where the flag is located, and, well, I'm assuming reset their spawn position to within the base, then the Axis players will probably want to try and fortify this room, because that, I think, would probably be the best line of defence. So they'd want someone, you know, people actually stationed on here, on this actual kind of raised platform, where they can see that window up there, where they can obviously cover that door, and of course, where anyone coming out of there obviously has to run out around these pillars to try and get to the stairs. Yes, that's probably what the Axis would want to do. Well, there you go. So that's interesting. A bit of a nice little tactical analysis there with me at the red. Obviously, the round's about to end now. But yeah, well, there you are, everybody. That was another little multiplayer custom spotlight with me, General Red's Strategist. That was the Foo Fighter map, which is very interesting. Like I say, this is a familiar one. This is one I have encountered before, albeit a long time ago. So yes. Like I say, it's always nice to come back to these maps, just to do spotlights on them, just to look at what once was, basically. There you go, Axis win. I'm getting lots of gas from my tea all of a sudden, but I think I'll be taking a break from the recording session just in a bit, because I want to go and get an evening, you know, bite. Grab an evening bite, because it's, you know, nearly 6 o'clock already. But yes, there you are. So, obviously, as I was saying at the start of this map, of course, I'll have recorded this, you know, way in advance, probably, of when it's actually uploaded. you know, just as something that I can sprinkle in between the sort of single-player content from my RTCW series. But yes, thank you for joining me then, everybody. If you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, linked in the video description, of course. If you want to leave me a safe, reputable download link, whether that's Game Banana or Wolfenstein Forever or whatever, feel free to do so, and I'll update video descriptions accordingly. But in the meantime, this is General Red signing off. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, got him. Shit, get off the edge. Oh, no, go. Get out of here, get out, no, I'm gonna die. Ah! That's that monstrosity finished off. Get over there. See ya. Oh shit, no. Oh, fuck. I did not mean to do that. Oh, please don't tell me I have to kill it again now. Shit! Got to stop it. Yeah. Oh lord, no. Holy crap, this area's horrible. Oh my god, I'm being shot to fucking pieces! Ah! Oh my, what the fuck? Holy shit. Holy fucking shit! Whoa, Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Fucking hell! Bloody hell, that did like 1 million damage! This better not be a... Whoa! Shit! No! Oh my fucking god! How many... What?